it's purely a thing of being skillful. This is what this is. It's not like, oh, there's a wrong or right and all of that. It's a skill. It's a skill that we haven't been taught. And so here, that's what we're trying to do. Just support you and get more skillful in your communication.
So welcome into the He Wants, She Wants Marriage podcast. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the 20 things husbands must never say to wives on date night. Oh my, date night. Why is date night such a hellish thing when it can and should be and would be so beautiful?
That's the question, isn't it? It kind of starts at something that we're doing to build connection, and very, very often, I would say 9 times out of 10, it turns into a complete disaster, and it doesn't actually bring that connection we were hoping for. We end up at the end of date night to be more disconnected, actually, than we were before. So hence, we're bringing 20 things not to say on date night.
Yeah, these 20 things, when you become aware of them, like as a practicing husband, they really help you keep the expectations both sides and actually allow those beautiful expectations for connection, for attraction, for trust, for, just for the beauty of what a date night can be. It allows that flourish. So we've broken it down into, there's, 4 different parts?
Yeah, the lead up to the date night, the ready to go, as in when you're like about to go out. Let's assume that that's what we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
And then during the actual date, and then at the end of the date.
Okay. They're all mission critical for a husband. Absolutely mission critical. When you're aware of those 4 phases and then you play pretty well, you bring your best game no matter what's happening during your day. And we're going to really help you unpack the things that, these 20 things, if you say them, no matter how well you've done in the first 2-3 phases, if in phase number 4, you get one of these completely off, it crashes all the momentum that you've built, and that is sacred. So it's really important to start for guys, I know, is to have this library of things. When you can avoid the worst things, we're going to do other episodes afterwards that will speak to the practices, what to do. And let's just make sure that this is counterbalanced, because yes, guys, you are leading because masculine grows through direct challenge, but we will be bringing a counterbalancing other element to this conversation and what wives can do to make sure that date night is of the fullest power and of the fullest benefit to the relationship. I'm super excited about jumping into these 20 ones. Before we do, we got to own our shit. Matilda and I, this is the take 2 for episode number 9. We want to own that unwittingly. And we didn't realize till it was out 3 hours that there was a catastrophic, unlistenable glitch that happened in the audio quality of the initial recording there last week. It got out to 90 plus of you. You were all there in listening super quick. Wonderful to know. We apologize sincerely for that inconvenience. We have course corrected. We have set 1 or 2 safeguards that were necessary in our system. That will never happen again. So just really wanted to own that with you guys. We really value and appreciate the quality of the experience you have with us. With that, let's jump into this. This is juicy stuff.
Yeah, something to say before I go into it is like, it's not about shaming if you have said things like that before. And I'm saying that for the husbands. And of course, this is going to be the same when we do episodes about what the wives can bring to it. It's purely a thing of being skillful. This is what this is. It's not like, oh, there's a wrong or right and all of that. It's a skill. It's a skill that we haven't been taught. And so here, that's what we're trying to do. Just support you and get more skillful in your communication.
I love that you've started with that. What I'm going to start with in support of the guys at home is I'm going to bring full masculine humor to this. Like, there is a really important thing for husbands is to, yes, be sensitive to things that can feel like hurt, but one of the most important things for us as husbands to be able to lead is to be able to poke fun at ourselves and have a spacious laugh. There's so many of these things, guys. I've landed in them so many times. So I will bring fierce, direct challenge and humor and black and white. That doesn't mean I'm perfect. I never am. But like, it's really so essential for the masculine part of the leadership to have that spaciousness that humor brings.
Perfect. Let's go. So we're starting with the lead up to date night. I've got my list with all the different things. So we start with husband saying to the wife, "Where do you want to go this time?"
Gut reaction? It's like, it's just a no-no. The masculine role in date night and in marriage is setting the container. You're leading, and decisiveness is one of the key nourishments that a husband brings to it. So date night, you want to lead with, you know where you're going. You've already made that decision. Now, there's a tactful way to do that. It's like, hey, baby, I'd love to go to the local Mexican because it's close to the concert that we're going and we're parking the same place, but we really have enjoyed that. Does the Mexican work for you? You make the decision and you leave a door open. Super tactful way to do it.
Yes. The next one is, it was a busy week at work. Do you really want to go out? I mean, I can go if you want to.
It's like, it's just icky. You sort of want to vomit.
I do.
You do. What's your feminine? Like, if we were going on date night now, and I say that to you, maybe, well, of course, if you want to, I might even bottom my arse to, do you want to go out? What's your visceral feeling as?
It's like, dude, don't be too enthusiastic about going out with me. Because it's different than owning a tiredness, and that we can't go into unpacking every single sentence, but just go with, well, if it really means a lot to you, I mean, I can really go. Well, I mean, make it come from high up there that you're coming with me on this date, as like, it's just is not.
You just don't do it.
Yeah,
like,
no.
There are certain times we won't dig deep. You just don't do that shit. Number three.
This is sort of similar to the first one, but there's a little bit of a different flavor, because it's like, I can't quite choose a place because you are too difficult to please. You're constantly complaining about what I choose. So I just can't choose. I leave it to you.
It's date night, and you're beginning it with a passive-aggressive assault on a characteristic of your wife. Dude, what do you think? How do you think that's going to go? Here, I'm slicing you with a knife in your ribs, and I'm sort of pretending that we're going to have a good night. It's not going to happen. If she's awkward, and hey, awkward, high standards, whatever the past is, high chances is, if she's difficult to make a decision for and she finds it difficult to follow, your leadership to this point, on average, is not trustworthy. Now, that's a slap in the face to most guys, but I know I've had that. I hid behind that judgment of you for so many years. Like, God, I was like, and the problem was, I was living out this self-fulfilling prophecy. I was already throwing my eyes up to heaven when I was suggesting where we go. I'd be like, yeah, well, I think we could go to, I'm already irking you, and I'm already evoking a response from within you that's like, well, if you suggest it from there, and if you're already attacking me, it's just not a thing to do.
And I know my awkwardness has definitely diminished the more your leadership has come on board. Because it was ultimately coming from a lack of safety for lots of different reasons. But that leadership grounds, and so then even that perceived difficulty diminishes.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, so we're going to the next phase. So we're in the ready to go phase.
Okay, so the guys at this point with this advice, the lead up to date night, it's sort of the few hours of the day. You've already got through the first minefield.
Yeah.
Well done. Second minefield. Just this, if I'm understanding right, because you put these beautiful phases in. I love quantifiable stuff. What's the ready to go part?
The ready to go is literally, you want to imagine that you're ready, because we assume that it takes her a little bit more time than you to get ready. Mightn't be true, but averagely that's what happens. And she's coming downstairs, or she's coming in the space, or you're meeting her somewhere, and she's obviously ready. So maybe you're even meeting somewhere, but like you're seeing her in whatever was the choice of attire, preparation, level of effort that she's put in to meet you on your date night.
Okay.
So that's the ready to go kind of space.
Okay. This is so mission critical. What are these statements?
Don't worry about making an effort. It's just a pizza place.
Oh, good God. Like, don't worry about making an effort. So many of these statements is the nice guy persona that a lot of guys I can understand will actually feel that they have good intentions. Don't worry about making an effort. You know, like, really what it's talking about, this is a double whammy. You know, it's only the pizza place. Well, it's only the pizza place. You've decided a substandard place. If you're saying, hey, dampen down what you've done, like don't put so much of an effort, like this is the local shithole that I'm bringing to you on date night. It's like, you know, have you got a shithole dress? You know, you don't want to do that. So you're actually slagging off, number one, the place that you've decided to go. And you're saying to your queen, turn down the volume. One of the universal feminine woundings, and feminine, it's both like men and women. It's the emotional wounding is that you're too much. So it's like, oh, what you've learned, you know, tone that down. It's just really not a thing to do. I see you taking a deep breath.
I know. I'm like, being too much is a big thing. It's a big thing. And if the masculine job is the one to set in container, the feminine is the radiance. So, and it has been so unsafe historically for so many women to actually just tap into that radiance for a ton of stuff. We'll talk about it in other episodes. So when we make an effort, we're actually really trying. So to be told, you know, just dampen it down, girl, that's it hurts. Even if you don't say it in the moment, but it kind of reaches somewhere and it does hurt.
Well, it really speaks to the sacred point in time of date night that the ready to go is. There is so much happening. There's like 20, 30, 40 years of pain and suffering in a profoundly sick society that doesn't appreciate feminine radiance. So, mission critical.
Next thing, any comment like, oh, you're going to be cold in that.
Sometimes Matilda just reaches into fictional characters.
You wish.
She doesn't have lived experience of a guy that ignorant, does she? I've said that.
You have. You have. I had a lovely mini dress.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, you know, it's like every single man listening is like, dude, Mark, the fuck? Yeah. Nice guy stuff. Good intentions. It's cold out there. You know, you're going to catch your dad's a cold and that. I do bring it back to, you know, I met you. I was wearing a pair of fucking shorts and flip-flops, and you, the Italian, you told the Irish man, God, you're going to... So I've actually
It was February.
I'm not even going to play that story. No. Whatever your queen is wearing, I have since learned, is whatever the circumstances. Give her your jacket. You know, like, do whatever, you know.
Give her a good warm hug.
Good warm hug, the jacket, have the umbrella at the ready, you know, allow her arrive in queen mode. But if she's decided that her energy is feeling that, dude, take care. Create the container that the outside world can't affect her as deeply as your nice guy is claiming it will. That's your role.
Yeah, for sure. Unless you're going to somewhere like Alaska in the middle of winter, there's some very few situations that's appropriate. The next one is looks good, but it's not your style.
Oh. Clearly, if your queen has put it on, she has bought it at some point. So at some point in her life's journey, she thinks it is her style. She has put it on tonight, so she's feeling it in that moment. So it's a double whammy. When she bought it, she thought it was her style. In that night, that's the feminine. She mightn't have worn it in ages, but that night, the texture of emotionally how she's feeling, she's put it on because it's some part of her felt that's right. And she hasn't asked your opinion. Now, that's a different episode. Hey, what do you think of this? That's a totally different episode. That's the ultimate minefield. So there's the impossible. That's a 10 episode special. If she asks your feedback on she's not asking your fucking feedback. She's not asking your feedback. So just meet her where she's at.
Yes. Then the next one is, this can be either, isn't that a bit too much for where we're going? Or, darling, that's not enough for where we're going. So again, too much, not enough.
I mean, that's too much. You're saying she's too much. You're saying her judgment is not great. That's not enough. Well, if there is some surprise in the place that you're going, you haven't communicated it to her. If it's like some fucking ultra exclusive place that she might not be aware of, well, that's majorly on you, dude. So if she has come down, that's not enough. Like, you've got to make sure she explicitly knows if there's some exceptional nature, and her dressing that way is your feedback to go, oh fuck, you didn't tell her. So if it is not enough, and you know that some part of your queen might feel embarrassed if she goes in and goes, oh fuck, you didn't tell me, you really want to avoid that. But I'm just going to say, if you found yourself in that situation, the too much, hey, she's a fucking queen. She dresses as a queen. If she's going to a fucking backyard barbecue and she wants to dress glamorous as fuck, let her off. If it's undercooked, that's on you, and you better be really tactful with taking extreme ownership of, baby, I fully apologize. I didn't explicitly explain to you on time. This is the type of event that I'm bringing you to, and I really feel that you could end up feeling, when you go, uncomfortable as a result of that. That's on me, and guys, apologize, prostrate in front of her, fucking make sure, you course correct, but don't just hit her with a statement of, hey, that's not enough.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Great dress. It hides your big thighs, or makes your breasts look bigger, or any of the sort.
I'd love to bring you in on this. I'm having a lot of fun because there's masculine punchy shit for the guys, but I mean, the feminine heart and soul is open. That's an open wound.
Comparisons is a big thing. We've all grown up with it. We were literally talking about it this morning with our daughters that are in their teens, and how comparisons is just everywhere. These girls are growing up with images of what's perfect, quote unquote, and what's not, and it's a minefield. So we grow up with that. I know I've grown up with that for sure. So yes, you could actually come with a statement like that with good intentions, because maybe your wife has said to you before, oh, my breasts look so small all the time, and you want to tell her, oh, they look bigger in that. So you're actually thinking you're saying something nice, but it's not, because you are underlying and effectively validating something that in her mind is a bad thing, is a defect. It's not, of course. Every shape is beautiful, but that's what's happening inside. So what you can do in a situation like that is highlight the beauty of it. That dress just highlights my favorite parts of you, or, it makes your legs jump out even more than usual. So you are validating the beauty rather than just bringing in a comparison with something else and kind of going, well, that hides the bad and makes it look better, because that's going to be very hurtful. Again, she may not tell you straight away, but all of these statements that we're going through are going to cause a closing, which then it's obviously not going to bring connection and the results that you want for date night. So
yeah, that's wonderful advice. The feminine insight as to what that means, and it opens up that the growth age for 99% of men out there. oh, but I heard you say that you wanted to have bigger breasts, or I heard you say. So I'm actually just repeating back exactly what you've said, and shock, horror that now you're upset with me. It's tactful. You need to be tactful from that masculine perspective. Integrity with word, but integrity of word is not, you said it, so I'm now repeating back in same terms. She can speak about her own body the way she wants to speak, but you can't use her words in a mission critical moment like that and go, hey, I'm just reflecting back what you already say about your own body. Really key point.
Mm-mm. Okay, next. Have you worn that before? Have you not? I think I've already told you that you look good in that.
Yeah.
Kind of, are you expecting me to compliment you again?
Yeah, just, hey, babe, if you just go back, I think it's like several months ago, I sent you an email. Can you just go back and just check out that email? I'm quite sure it's there. Are you forgetting that I sent you that email? God. Do you know what that's saying? Memories are set down by emotionality. We do not have memories of things where there's not a high emotionality. Can be negative emotion, super positive emotion, it doesn't matter. It's about the emotionality. So when you're like, oh, I think I told you last time, yeah, that suits you. You're really telling her that from a neurophysiological perspective, it didn't make any fucking impression on you the first time. And that's why I don't even fucking know, have I complimented this on you before? Forget about the past, guys. If she's worn it 20 times in the past and she's looked like a hottie, and all of those 20 times in the past, you told her 10 out of 10, wow, the 21st time, it's like the first time. Bring it up.
I'm nodding. I'm like, you.
You like that. You like that shit.
Do it.
Do it, yeah. Don't worry, I'm going to re-listen to this. I'm in flow, I'm channeling. It sounds good. I know when I'm saying it sounds good, and I also know I better fucking practice this.
we read this list to the girls. The girls actually found a piece of paper and read the list. And at this one that I'm going to say it to you now, they were like, oh my God. Oh my God. They were cringing so bad. So here it goes. You finally put on something I like.
You finally put on something I like. My question is, are there husbands? There are. I know, we've heard. Yeah, if you want to divorce, there's certain ones of these that the only man I can advise them to is if you have a shadow desire to divorce your queen, that's a fucking clanger. That's a real, you're putting, like, if you want to send out a message to evoke a response and you're like really wanting to push her to the edge, just use that. If you want her to slam the divorce papers on the coffee table on a Monday morning, use that.
Yeah. That's it. There's no minimum.
But assuming that the guys that are listening in, you're not like that, and you actually love your wife, and you actually want the continuation of her presence in your life, don't ever use that. Ever.
Next, I'm sure your friend said you look good in that, but I don't like you in that.
It's another case. She hasn't asked your feedback. High chances. You're taking a hit on the decision she made in that night. So like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever her time dressing process was. Like, you're taking a dump on the decision she's made in the last recent period of her lived experience, which is a highly emotionally charged experience for a woman to do. So she's coming vulnerably down the stairs, up from the bedroom, and she arrives into an attack on her judgment just then. And then not only that, her wound is open, and you take the salt and the vinegar out of your back pocket and you go, your friends are a bunch of fucking idiots too. Like, it's a double whammy of insult. You don't assault the friends that supported your wife's decision and to get it, maybe you're out shopping, whatever. You don't. So, yeah, it's really don't attack the friends, and hey, don't be so blunt like that. That is black and white judgmentality, and like, yeah, nothing good is going to happen on date night. I don't know how you can recover from that on date night.
It's gonna be very tough. It's gonna be very tough. So now we're getting to the last one of this sort of ready to go phase, which is by far probably the worst of the worst.
These get worse?
Yes, this is the worst. And if you want to see an example of this and hear our own experience on this, you can listen to episode 5, The One Thing Women Want in Marriage, because in there we speak to exactly this episode on our anniversary weekend. So we're not going to go, don't worry, we're not going to go into it again. But we did speak to it in that.
Excuse me, mon chéri, my beautiful woman, my queen, my divine goddess. I did actually say something.
I didn't
in that
even say
event.
what the thing is yet.
Okay.
Give me a moment. So it is when you actually...
I might be on the defense here, but go on.
This is when, so you see her ready to go and you say absolutely nothing. So there's like indifference to what you're saying. Or you just say an impasse comment, then you forget 5 minutes later. So it's the equivalent of saying nothing.
My emotionality will, like, I'm having fun with you. That was a shit show of how not to do it. That episode goes into it in full details. Saying it without emotionality, that's indifference. So a guy, like, my major mistake in that time was I said it whatever. It was like, oh, some part of my rational brain goes, oh, just say something. There was zero emotionality. Like the camera lens, but there was no batteries in the camera, so it had no effect. Like, it did not land. So yeah, not saying anything or saying something but with zero feeling behind it, man, it's a lost cause.
I think that's only justified if you're not saying anything because you are in such admiration that you're at a loss for words. And she'll know that. But that's about the only time that you can just be quiet because you're just so caught in the wow moment that you can't speak. But your entire body is going to say a lot. So the message is going to be received. But if you're just, okay, sure, I'm picking up the keys of the car. Okay, sure, here we go. And she's like, what? I mean, what? Am I transparent? Like, am I see-through? That's just not going to go well.
No, not at all. So we're going on to, there's the lead up to the date night. Then there's ready to go.
Yeah.
We're going into...
during the date.
Okay.
And at the end. Okay, so during the date. Fill in the blank with anything, obviously, but the statement is, did you call the plumber today? Or whatever other practicality,
Any other
effectively.
practicality. Well, I believe, like, if you bring up a plumber, in that moment, no matter how out of shape, how undesirable the plumber is, she's desiring the fucking plumber more than you. Like, no matter, did you call the plumber? I am calling him now and asking him if he's free and available to go out for a pizza because I'm with an absolute butthole of a husband who's... You don't bring up the practicalities. Joking to one side. Date night for the feminine is about letting loose, letting their hair down, being able to surrender from the tsunami of decision-making responsibilities that they do with such admiration, and they're fucking powerhouses and badasses in parenting and business and work. So it's a wonderful thing. Date night is about them accessing the feminine. And the masculine role in that is being the container setter, which is, I've taken care of everything, all the practicalities. If I've forgotten about the plumber, I will not mention to that. You park it in your head and you do it first thing in the morning, or you just, better still, you get that shit done earlier in the day. You have the conversation, anything that needs to be spoken about on practical terms that is time sensitive. Fuck, the plumber's coming in the morning. Hey, dude, that's a 4 or 5 p.m. thing. You got to tick that box. And if you don't own it, you zip up. You do not bring those practicalities in on the date. That will take her from... And again, you might have done, and this is a key frustration that I hear with guys, everything was going good, Mark, and then, which means the lead up to the date night, the guys, and nearly every guy will get this, has had the experience, oh, we're in the zone, there's humor, we're feeling good, because why? You haven't actually done any of those statements. The ready to go, you fucking nailed it, man. She's feeling like a goddess. She feels like she's on the red carpet. Yeah. And then you're like, oh shit, that one practicality. And for that moment, you're back in rational minded man, and you make your wife feel like your I don't know, personal assistant. She's the CEO of the house, and she's like, dude, why the fuck am I having to think and talk about this now?
And she might even go with you. You may even argue, oh, but we do talk about practicalities every time on date night. That's okay.
How's your sex at the end of the night, if there is any sex?
How's your connection? Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, what's the intention behind date night? If date night is just a meeting among people that do a heap of practicalities together, well then. But if the intention is to actually stoke that fire and bring the connection back on, bring emotional intimacy back on, bring all of that back on, then you are gonna throw a bucket of ice on her. That's when you bring practicalities in.
Super quickly, a lot of couples out there that are listening in could get defensive about this and go, but we need to speak about practicalities, and that's the only container. And I get that. Parenting with there's a shit story. You want to be functioning better than some of the highest level CEOs in the world. Leadership of this, being a husband and a wife and parents, it requires the highest level leadership. So I get it. However, if your date night is the only container that you have sacred to speak to each other, that means you're missing what is like a very simple 5-minute daily container to speak to those things. That there's not a build-up that date night is the only container when finally kids are gone, work is gone, everything else, and we spill out all of this practicalities. You know, the intention of date night is really, it's that fire, it's that attraction, it's the deep connection. It's like where you feel young again, and it doesn't matter. You're 20 years, 30 years, 40, 50 years in marriage. You're just alive with the juice of that attraction and that flow and deep connection and intimate sharing, not the practicalities.
And the next statement is along those lines. Oh, we forgot something about the kids. You know, when we go home after dinner, we need to just tend to this thing. That's another one. That is better that you've taken care of it before. Or if you get that idea during date night, just, park it. You're going to sort it, but just don't bring it up.
If you want to turn your wife on as a husband, like guys, we try to, with great intentions, do all of this high leverage. Oh, I listen to some tantric shit. I'm going to do the eye gaze. I'm going to do, there's all of these ideas which are super cool and they are really important. What I've found is like one of the greatest fucking turn-ons is me coming to you and going, hey babe, that thing about the kids, sorted. Plumber rang, sorted. Yeah, do you know that whole problem that we're having with the accountant? Sorted. Email was on the call, done. Now it's time for date night. I mean, it's profound leadership. It's mundane.
It's sexy.
It's sexy as fuck. I humbly was like doing all the strategies, trying to funk things up and do high level stuff and my breath and my eyesight, and yeah, that's cool. But if I wasn't leading in all the practicalities, I wasn't setting a container, so I could trial out all of this technical type tantric shit and it would never come off because the frustrations and all the things I wasn't leading on and I wasn't deciding on, they ended up coming up in date night and ruining it all.
Okay, next. Complaining. I can't believe they're taking that long to serve this next dish, or I can't believe the wine is so horrible. I can't believe blah, 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 blah.
What comes up in your nervous system? If I'm there and, dear God, I hope, I know I used to do that a lot in the past. But if I do that now, oh God, don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. Okay, my self-deluded thing. Imagine it had been a long time since I'd complained when we're at the date.
You don't do that anymore.
Thank you.
You don't, but you did do it.
I did do it. What happens imagine we're at dinner and we're out, and imagine I've got the first couple of parts of the date night container, and then I just start complaining about something obsessively that's happening with the dinner. What happens in your nervous system?
What are we here for? Are we here because are you here with me? Is the experience what we're here for? Is it like our connection that we're here for, or is it the actual meal? And I know that we're also here for the meal, of course. And of course, it could be horrible, but we can have a laugh about it and still have an incredibly great time together. You can actually turn it around in a way that becomes a point of connection. We still laugh about. We did go once to a place that was like chronic. It was like the worst. The tables were dirty. It was like sticky dirty. It was like the worst place we've ever been.
Yeah.
We still remember it, but it was a laugh.
Yeah.
You didn't get grumpy that time and make a big complaint and ruin the entire mood of the night. And then and if for whatever reason that was a place that she chose because maybe you haven't led and all of that stuff, that's even worse because there's a load. So it's like you're there for the experience with your wife. That is the intention. So wherever you are, when I don't know if you can go back to when you dated first, when you first met, I didn't even know what pub we were in that time. Like the surroundings literally disappeared. I didn't care what I drank. It was not about the food or the drink or the place. There was like this, it's just about being with you. So I 20 years later or 30 years later is all about the pasta dish. I mean, that's really sad, so
yeah. Perfect. Next one. Where are we going next?
Yeah, exactly. Where are we going next? What time is the band starting to play? Where are we going next? What's happening? You've lost complete track of everything that's going on.
Yeah, it goes back, and I wanted to get this message home for guys. Like, clearly we're pointing to the minefields, to the potholes, to the things that you don't want to do, but I want them to get the key message, the principle underneath it all. Where are we going next? Where do you want to go next? It's you haven't decided. That shows you thought, okay, just booking a restaurant was enough. Your job is done. And you're now, and again, you could have nailed it. And again, it's this tragedy for so many guys out there. I've heard this so many times about date night. Things were going good until then, and guys go, then she just went. What's happening is, your beautiful queen, like, you've done such a job. She has been surrendering. She's laughing. She's opening. She's thinking, my God, tonight, it's been a while, but I think there's going to be fireworks. And then you go, hey, where are we going next? Or what do we do next? And she comes to a shuddering halt going, fuck, I don't know. I've just been getting lost in the surrender of not making decisions that you clearly powerfully brought me here. I don't know where we're going next. Have you not decided that? No, I don't even want to go anywhere now. It brings her immediately into closure. So know what your options are. I'd say that to guys. Know what the options are. Hey, baby, where we're going now is there's the local club. One of your favorite bands is there. Boom, let's go.
And then the last one on this during the date, which I do believe is the worst above all the worst, is you don't mind us after dinner, going by such and such friends, or even worse, going by mom and dad because, mom rang me earlier and she needs such and such. So, it's on the way to going back home. We can just pop in.
Yeah. Sure, why not? You've just invested 2.5, 3, 4 hours getting the waters going, the sexual centers. There's been laughter, there's been humor, there's melting into each other's eyes.
And now you're having a nice bath.
Plunge her into ice cold water. I have to go pick Dad's drill up or his power washer because I'm going to power wash the back garden tomorrow because I'm back in practicalities. And
that's very Irish.
That's very Irish. Power washer. I came to that library of what could be important to a dude going back. Whatever it is, no.
Mm.
No. No.
No.
Drive 2 hours out of your way tomorrow or at the weekend to visit mom, to pick that thing up, to do that ticking the box thing. Do it tomorrow. Take it on the chin, man. This is a sacred container you don't bring in. And the thing about friends, the spontaneous inviting of friends, and this is not always all the time. There can be a very small portion of times when it's part of a very healthy date night and your social connections to go to a concert and date night with friends. It can happen.
Mm-hmm.
However, I feel it needs major emphasizing that the vast majority of times when a guy will go, oh, I just said we'd meet up with our friends, on date night and bring it in, there's a deep unspoken of what the guy is really communicating. His wife will definitely pick up on it, is connecting with you has just got so fucking awkward and stagnant, and I just don't have the skill set or the capacity. Even if I love you and intentionally want that, I am just losing hope. So the easy option is, hey, Pete and Katie are friends. That's normally fun. Very often it's because creating connection is such an inconvenience to the guy's nervous system and he doesn't know how to light that fire. The easier option is friends. She'll smell that a million miles away, and again, she might even start going there as an option because she's probably in agreement with you and going, well, I'd fucking rather have some fun. So if she's even in agreement with
That's
it,
worse.
that's a warning sign.
Yeah, that's
So
information.
it just tends to be the vast majority of times when friends come in, it's a warning sign that you need to bring a lot more fire and intentionality as a man.
Especially if he's dropped in during the day, because if you say, oh, the concert and the thing, that's probably going to be organized in advance and it's all a plan. But it's like you're having dinner, you've done all of these things together, and then, oh, sure, look, we'll just get friends over. That's where it's definitely a warning sign and good information. Okay, so we're at the end.
This is wonderful.
We're at the end. Last 3 things at the end of the date. Do you want to do something else now? I've even felt my body just deflating.
Oh, the deflation. Do you want to do something else now? It's like my creativity is gone. I've made so many decisions as a man to this point, like, the timing to getting out the door. I've spent so much energy in complimenting you and getting to this point. I'm shot. I can't make any more decisions. No, you don't want to do that. Do you want to do something else now? This is like the most important part of the whole thing. You've been working up to this point and you're really wanting that, in the majority of cases anyway, that you deepen the intimacy all the way to full sexual intimacy. But like the sexual dance is meant to be happening throughout the evening. So again, but there's a build up. You want to keep that. It's like a concert. I'm not a fucking musician, but what happens in a concert? There's a build up and a build up and a build up. And then, the band brings the best shit for the last couple of tunes and their anthem that just is guaranteed to send people home going, I love them. That's your time. So you've brought it to the point where there's a crescendo and then, hey, do you want to do something?
Mm.
It's like your favorite band coming out. Hey guys, like we've got one for like our number one all best-selling single ever. Do you want to hear it?
No.
We're a bit tired, but don't do it. You gotta know and you gotta bring that home. You know that there's more to come. And yeah, you lead from there.
I'm kind of tired. Can we go home now?
Is
That's
that
the next one.
That's actually one that humans say this?
Well, you have.
I have. I know.
You have.
I know. I love the choking avoidance of it. Kind of tired. It's the unowned. What happens? What has happened to me so often, and this is like it's very important to get to this. Masculine practice is about being able to breathe into emotional intensity. And as men, the vast majority of times, when we bring it to a physical symptom, And so often tiredness is the one. It's like, I'm tired. So a ton of guys will go, yeah, but I am fucking tired because I've had a long day. I've done my best. I'm okay to, it's human and it's okay. And I get it. However, the vast majority of times what's happening is the emotional intensity and the tension is growing too much, and the expectations of, there's a part of you feeling you should be more horny, she should be feeling more, and it's like the pressure off it, and then it's like a part of your system just goes, I'm tired. You will physically feel tired.
Mhm.
That's emotional. That is emotional 99.9% of the time. And if it is a genuine tiredness, you'd own that from the start. It's like, hey, just I've been, I don't even know, but like, you don't use it as an excuse. Oh, I'm tired now. Let's go home.
What happens into the mind of your wife, and I know, like, been there, is, well, if it wasn't me, and we're married like 20 years, 30 years, whatever, if it was whoever else, if you were on a first date with someone, you would make an effort, wouldn't you? Or maybe she's even seen you making an effort. I remember like seeing you making efforts with like guys and clients and things. You could be really tired, but oh my God, you would just tap into whatever resource and put the best effort. And then when it turned to me, it's like, "Buh, I know I'm tired. I don't
Yeah.
need to make an effort with you. You're here to stay anyways, so why would I?" And we don't do it out of badness, of course, but it does happen. And this actually can happen where we're talking about husbands here. This can happen both sides. That's not what we're talking about today. But there is an element with long-term relationships that if we don't cultivate with skill, that can creep up, and then we stop making an effort, and then.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. What do you want to do when we go home? Do you want to have sex later? Do you want to go to sleep? Do you want to watch the telly?
Yeah. It's
Ah.
the lack of decisiveness. It's great masculine practice in any endeavor is being able to breathe into the emotional intensity of the moment and be fine with it.
Mm.
It's like, and guys, all the guys in the world that we admire, it's the sports performer that it doesn't matter that the whole season comes down to this one kick. That dude can breathe into it and get the job done. Like in business, it's the person that the company's about to go under, but they breathe into it and they can bring the whole company around because the intensity, they actually can thrive in it. So you really want to get to that point of, what's potentially on offer. Clearly, you're a married couple, it's like there's a tension in that. At that point, you've been building up to that point. You're building up. It's potentially on the table. But that's when you bring your A game of flirting. That's when you bring your A game of, you're not asking her, hey, do you want to have sex when we go back? Really what you're saying there is, I don't want to pay the price of the fear and of rejection here. So I'm just going to do this rational thing with you. Do you want to have sex? Yeah, cool. Okay, I'm on. I know how that works. No, that's cool too, honey. That's cool too. In both cases, there's no part of her that's going, here's my horn dog. God, I know exactly why I married this man. It's not happening. You bring it home. The fear of rejection, take it on the fucking chin. And that's a big statement. I know. I've lived with fear of rejection, performance anxiety. I've had like a long-standing thing with this and still need to breathe into that moment. So I'm not one of these, like, to be clear and transparent with the guys. I don't like it when there's these podcast guys speaking about sex and it's like, oh, just, man up and get in. Like they're speaking to porn stars. It's like, married life is complex. It's a phenomenal challenge to do that. And it's also true. You're an untapped fucking badass inside. You are a great leader. You might just have yet to figure out how to pull that off. But that statement at the end of the night is like just putting that to your queen. Again, it's the ultimate decision. And it's your job as a masculine leader to have been tapping into where is she at? Is she open? Is she closed? Open, close, a bit more open, bit more open, oh, close. And you're navigating with your greatest skill. And you're breathing into every moment, and you don't ask the question, you're tapping in, and you know she's there, and you take the next action from there. Another decision, hey baby, and you mightn't have the confidence because you don't know what the outcome is. And that's part of great leadership. You don't know if you're going to win the match, but you bring your fucking best A game anyway. So I'd say lead with absolute courage, take the chance, put the fear of rejection on your shoulders. You're the masculine. That's how the world works, man. And you lead from there, you'll evoke your queen. I see your whole body nodding. You will evoke your queen to go. She knows how petrifying it is. She knows that she has the power to say no. Last minute, no, I'm shutting up shop. She knows, but that's the great dance. So when a man leads with power, knowing, and she knows she has that power to say no, but he's leading anyway, that's the turn on.
Yeah. That's it. I don't have anything to add to that. It's a very complex thing, and there's so much. I mean, this is simplifying it. This is just literally bringing a set of sentences or statements that being skillful you don't want to use, because when you're going on date night there is an intentionality behind it, and so you want to just work at your best to bring that connection and all of that. So it clearly is a simplification of all the complexity of that dance that we're doing together, but it's a good starting point.
Absolutely. I mean, you get it clear, guys. I'm all about if-thens. Oh, if that never works, well, when you can recognize that, that's a phenomenally powerful starting point. The things that no matter what you do, that's good. Any one of these statements can knock her completely off her form for the whole night, and you're going to be in that case of everything went good, Mark, until that point. You will eliminate all of those blind spots, all of those bombs that can go off unwittingly, and then it really helps you statistically put it in your greatest chances of pulling it off. And as a regular dude, I want to do everything in my power to put it into my statistically in my favor that I can create that experience with my queen in the vast majority, if not every single date night. And that's a sacred challenge to take on the chin. Before leaving you guys, we really want to set the challenge again. We're really going at this. If you've been listening in as one partner, invite your partner in on this conversation. So if you're a queen, with a heart of compassion, not from hey, this is the 20 points where you've been getting it wrong, dude. Bring him in with a compassion and an understanding heart, knowing that this is a massive challenge for men, and we have not been trained. We have not had this embodied by our dads before us or society at all. So he know that he is doing his best. And if you're a husband listening in, hey, soften in, breathe into the spaciousness of it. Really open up to it and bring your queen in going, hey, this is what I've learned. This is what I'm learning. And babe, I'm wanting to do better. She will light up with that. She will feel, it doesn't matter if it's 10, 20, 30, 40 years. It doesn't matter that you haven't got it. She'll know you have a sincere heart and you're looking to grow and expand into it. So bring the conversation together. This is what we're really, really wanting, and he wants, she wants, is that have husbands and wives, kings and queens coming together and having that flowing conversation.
Yes, absolutely.
So with that, episode 9, part 2.
Done.
Thanking you for listening in. We really appreciate you listening in to every single episode. Looking forward to episode 10, sharing that with you next week. And in the meantime, dare to go get what you want.
Bye.
Bye, guys.